This place is hopping today. A number of great companies exhibiting and lots of prospective employees moving about in the hall here, in the exhibit hall in the Communiversity. This is just such a great sight to see. Honestly, this is an asset for the state of Mississippi. And so is the Commissioner of the Department of Public Safety, Sean Tindell, our guest now. Commissioner, thanks for calling in today, sir.
Appreciate y'all. Hope you're having a great day there. Sounds like it's a really busy job fair. That's good.
It's incredible. So many great companies, many of whom are, of course, right here in the area, Commissioner. And you see all these students and prospective employees, and they're moving about and talking about job opportunities with these employers. This is the way we grow Mississippi. This is the way we keep our best and brightest in our state to improve the quality of life in Mississippi. I know you and the great folks at the Department of Public Safety, our state troopers, have had your hands full the last 3 or 4 days here with the tornadoes that ripped through the Delta, Silver City, Rolling Fork, and then, of course, over into East Mississippi and Amory. Give us the latest, Commissioner.
Well, obviously the events of Friday night with the tornado were very tragic and swiped a very broad brush all the way across our state, damaging a lot of small communities. And so, we've got troopers in various locations. I think we've had at least 20 to 30 deployed to Rolling Fork, and we've got another 20 in Amory. We've got CTED officers, the Commercial Transportation Enforcement Division officers. They're out helping the local communities, and we're trying to do things to, have drop-off points. So if folks want to make donations on certain products, we're looking for water, we're looking for paper products, we're looking for bins that we can package stuff in and take to those that are trying to recover. We've tried to set up some drop-off points across the state so folks can make contributions and feel confident it's going to get to the people that need it the most. And look, one of the things that is impressive to me always in our state is the way we all come together to help each other out. And it's one of the things, I know these young people are looking for jobs in Mississippi, and it's one of the great reasons to stay here. Is I don't think you'll find another state that has as much love for each other as we do, particularly in these times of need when families have lost everything and they need not only the government and the state to step up and help, they need their neighbors and their brothers and sisters from across the state to step up and help them too.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Commissioner, how does the Department of Public Safety, how do you guys coordinate with the other agencies and other organizations that are involved in this recovery effort, MEMA, the American Red Cross, numerous other agencies as well?
Look, one thing about it, Katrina gave us a lot of training on how to deal with these incidences, and it truly was so massive that it made us all better. And Mac over at MEMA and his team do a great job of trying to coordinate the responses to these emergency events. And so it's been they've done a great job leading that, and we let them lead that. And what we try to do is be support in that role for them and provide a law enforcement expertise, and then also try to do what we can while they're focusing on trying to get the recovery efforts with FEMA, line up the charitable donations and things of that nature. And so MEMA does the coordinating, and then, we try to play that support role, and we work with the other agencies. Of course, we've got a drop-off set up at the Armory in Jackson, the old Armory building at the fairgrounds, working with the Department of Ag on that, and working with MEMA on that, partnering with them. And just everybody just doing every little bit that they can. And I will say at that Armory, between 9 and 3, between now and Thursday, if anybody in the Jackson metro area wants to drop off his products, we're taking them in and storing them, and then we're going to take them up to the various locations on Friday. We've got locations down at Troop K on the coast for anybody that wants to do that. And that's really what we're doing, trying to coordinate those efforts. And then with our troopers, I mean, they're out there locally helping direct traffic, trying to make sure that the local law enforcement officers can focus on the things that they need to, and then we're there for support for them. We met with the deputy chief in Rolling Fork yesterday. We're trying to get them some extra vehicles. They lost out of eight patrol vehicles. They lost all of them but 2. So we're trying to get them back in cars so that they can patrol the streets. And I will say this: if there's anybody out there that thinks it's a good time to be a looter or a thief, and we happen to get our hands on you, we're going to arrest you and take you away and put you somewhere that you don't want to be, because we're not going to allow the bad doers to take advantage of this situation.
Absolutely. So a good point about that I didn't think about is traffic issues. I'm sure many of the roads still in the area impassable. Is that true, Commissioner?
Absolutely. I mean, if you go to Rolling Fork, it literally looks like a bomb went off, and power lines are down. There's no traffic signs. It's hard to find a road sign. People are walking. People are traversing. There's no street lights at night. Of course, there's a curfew in effect, so everybody needs to be mindful of that. But you've got to have some coordination on the traffic, or else it just becomes a mess, particularly when these companies are coming in with their 18-wheelers and equipment, and they go down a road that they used to be able to go down thinking they can get through, and then they get stuck, and the only way out is to back out. But if they've got a number of cars behind them, then we really get in a bad situation. So having the troopers there and the Commercial Transportation Enforcement Division there helping direct that traffic and play a law enforcement role is critical in these types of events.
Have any of your counterparts in the other states, have they contacted you offering their service and help as well?
Yes. The colonel, actually, he heard from the colonels of the Louisiana State Police, Tennessee, Alabama, Arkansas, and that's the great thing about our brethren in the southern states is everybody, we hear from them, and when they have events, we call them and lend a helping hand, and we're trying to go over there and do our part. You know, I think back a year ago or two, we had the hurricane in South Louisiana that hit Lake Charles so bad. We sent troopers down there and help with their recovery effort, and they're always willing to do the same for us.
Yeah. So what should the public do here, Commissioner? Obviously, other than contributing goods and even funds to reputable and legitimate sources, is there anything they could do on the ground, or is it best that they stay away?
I think, for right now, unless you have a reason to be there, it's best to stay away. There are a lot of people on the ground helping. We've got a lot of cook teams from across the state and across the country that have come in to help. One of the things that can be detrimental is getting too many people in that area. I mean, you look at a town the size of Rolling Fork, 2,000 people live there. It's not a very large town, and then when you have an influx of all these people from out of state and there's not a lot of resources that are there, it can cause issues. Also, we want to be mindful and make sure that this recovery is going to take a while, and we don't want thousands of people coming in for the first week or two, and then after that forgetting about those that are still trying to recover. So what we want to do is try to coordinate some of those efforts, bring in cook teams at different times, bring in relief at different times, and continue with the help so that these folks can rebuild. And then you also have the aspect of there's no power, like we talked about the traffic situation, the living conditions. If there's a lot of rain, it can cause some problems at this point. So it's best not to over-inundate it. So if you can help by donating items that they need that are non-perishable, that we can continue to use, if you can make donations to particular families that might need help. I know there's a variety of charities that are setting up charities for individual families. All those things are great. And there will be time to come in a few months, a few weeks, and start helping these folks rebuild. Habitat for Humanity and all these different groups I know that came down after Katrina, and I had them actually come to my house. Volunteer groups that helped me put windows back in my house. And those are the things that really help.
Wow. Not
today, but 3 or 4 weeks from now.
Yeah, absolutely. Quickly, Commissioner, have you had the opportunity to talk to any of the folks there on the ground, the mayor, any of the government leaders?
Yeah, I've talked to some of the law enforcement leaders. I've tried to keep that in my focus and let FEMA and the governor talk directly to the mayors, and if they have some needs, relay it to me. But when I talk to the law enforcement folks, of course, they're going on no sleep. They're going on a lot of stress. A lot of them have lost their home or have loved ones that lost their home. And so we're doing everything we can to make their jobs easier right now and get them the resources they need. So,
Commissioner, appreciate you checking in with us, sir, and thanks, as always, for all the great work that you and the fantastic team at the Department of Public Safety, the state troopers, do for our state. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We appreciate it, and thank you for all the men and women out there that are doing their jobs.
Absolutely. We'll take a break right here. We're at the East Mississippi Community College Communiversity, and when we